The times are great, they are conducive to spiritual growth. It's just that they don't remind you of this every day as a certain kind of life. You, humanity, stand on that. The stage of your development, when you are required to make a leap to nowhere in the absolute belief that everything will work out. We want to turn to you with a request. Whoever you are, no matter what happens, no matter how harsh the current events seem to you, we ask you to bring laughter and humor, love and joy of life into every day of your existence. Stop and say, look, we don't understand anything anymore. Let's stop and laugh. Let's have a cup of tea. Let's go to the frequency of pleasure. Light worker business card. Be living frequency keepers, an example to others. When light is attracted into your body, it catalyzes the processes leading to reunification into bundles of light-coded strands and helps your DNA repair. At the same time, your consciousness begins to vibrate at a new frequency, the frequency of changes, and spreads electromagnetic waves of this frequency into the environment. Do you understand what vibrational frequency is? Vibration frequency is your calling card. It is what you are. This is your essence. Strive to remain healthy, wealthy and wise. Rest and recuperate by taking breaks from work. Take personal responsibility for your own well-being. Prosperity and prosperity are created by you, so scatter the seeds of sublime intelligence, creativity, courage and good changes in the fields of your mind. Respect the right of other people to keep their pain, maybe they need it to discover the root cause of their sadness. Every experience is based on a choice, every choice has a specific purpose. Acknowledging this fact can liberate the souls of many creatures, since it is condemnation and fear that create the chains that bind you. And if you are able to understand that fears and misfortunes are given to you in order to cope with them and heal from them, then the story of the nanosecond will be crowned with an important all-encompassing victory. Take a closer look at the magic of this era, rethink the history of your world in a new light. Ask questions over and over again, and strain your attention to see which behaviors and beliefs come to the fore. When you are faced with a task that is too tough for you, rely on a higher power and ask for guidance. Ask for the help you need. Message from the Pleiadians. Greetings family. My dear human beings, I come to you today to tell you a little about our mission and purpose, to speak in a way that makes us even closer to each of you on this beautiful planet. I wish to talk about my spiritual nature so that I can be even more in your heart as a brother and a companion. I would also like to say why we don't intervene immediately in certain conflicts on Mother Earth. There are many reasons that assure us that you will be able to start the movement for lasting and true peace. In addition, I will talk about the dissemination of our messages, as well as the messages that do not have our energetic signature, and that may confuse you and leave you discredited. A long time ago, when there were not yet humanoid beings on the surface of your planet Earth, I already was, and we were already together. There is a lot of information about me on the internet, positive and not so positive. How you see me and whether or not you accept me as your brother is entirely a matter of choice. I love you anyway, and nothing will change that. I am an angelic being of a peaceful and restorative nature. I have 3 energetic tones in my heart vibrating, blue, white, and golden yellow. I am a life stream of Archangel Michael. As you know him, I can say I am a ray of his consciousness if that makes it clearer to you. Just as you are incarnated on the planet and are a ray of your higher self, I am a ray of Michael incarnated in this galactic garment. I am a manifestation of his own essence in this quadrant. My particular mission is to ensure your passage to the higher dimensions, safely and peacefully. To ensure that your divine gifts are restored, as your sacred DNA is reactivated and, thanks to the higher power, we are succeeding, because you have chosen to, which makes us happy. As a brother who has known the human trajectory since its infancy, I assure you that you have progressed in such a way that you have minimized, practically extinguished, the possibility of a third cataclysm. For many of you who still vibrate on this possibility, we ask you, stop supporting this energy of war and chaos. By doing so, you will be naturally led to live in worlds where this still prevails. In any case, we are also heading there. Here on this planet, on this timeline that I am addressing now, no more nuclear weapons will be allowed. This has been said before, but we say it again. We will intervene firmly and lovingly to prevent this. We have already warned your world leaders to disable their warheads. or we will do it ourselves. We have authorization from the higher hierarchies to do so. Much of what is shown to you in your news reports is nothing more than a marketing play by those who always wish to keep you in fear. Many of the so-called detonated nuclear weapons or missiles that your news shows are fake and have no power whatsoever. They do this to bring you into panic, and when you comply, you give them power. I, as the closest to you, can assure you that your world is well protected now by my fleet, which has been entrusted to me by the higher entities responsible for this universal quadrant. As you know, for a long time now, we have been protecting Mother Earth as a whole, and we do it with great love. This task is not only ours as patrollers of the universal order but all of you who are our allies on Earth. Again, I assure you that you are responsible for the events in your world since, as emissaries from above, you are tasked with maintaining peace and harmony through loving and compassionate attitudes. We are a team. We of the Ashtar Command do not work alone from above. You on the ground are also an extension of our command. So, honor your position as missionaries of the highest light, dear ones. Live the full love taught by the Christ that acted in the hearts of many other missionaries who came down to earth with the same task you have now, to anchor light to dispel darkness. Many people compare me to a commander. In particular, I would like to be called a brother. The function entrusted to me is indeed a commanding one, but the overall command is of the love in the heart of all who work with me in the service of the supreme love of the cosmos. So anyone who holds love in their heart is a commander. Love is the command and the action in everything. Many may not like these words of mine, since in their beliefs they think they are inferior to certain beings they consider superior. There is no such thing between us, dear ones. We always see each other as a team, and the leader is the love in the heart. There is much controversy about why I am here on your planet. So let me try to explain, in a way that your three-dimensional minds can conceive. 1. The position I occupy of command gives me the authority to act on worlds where darkness is reigning. This action by me and the teams that work with me can in no way go beyond a certain range, that of free will. We never infringe it, because we honor the choices of all beings. In this case, we take care that your free will is not violated by entities that wish, for example, to make experiments in your world, beyond what would be allowed by the manipulable's own authorization through vibrations that are compact with the ideas of such entities. There is always a line that determines how far they can act, and when this line is reached, we arrive. Some beings who work with darkness respect free will, however, others do not. One of our tasks is to prevent the violation of your free will. However, when you vibrationally decide for love, such violation becomes impossible, unless you leave gaps of insecurity and fear. In this case, it means that the light of love is not yet fully anchored in your heart, which causes the so-called ups and downs that you sometimes experience. 2. Your planet Shen Earth is in a phase of ascension and polarity shift. Mother Earth will move into higher dimensions, as is happening now, dragging all the kingdoms that live upon her. These changes affect not only your planet but the whole universe. On the physical part, there are always movements that can compromise the material integrity manifested there. One of our roles is to ensure that those who live in the physical part are not affected, those who, by free will, should not go through situations they did not choose. We use free will here because no creature of God goes through difficulties without itself having generated them, either directly or indirectly by using its right to choose. These physical movements are necessary as Shan adjusts to the new energies and purges out the old ones, such as the bodies of you surface human beings and all the other components of Earth nature. 3. We also have a responsibility to ensure that during this transition process no entities from outside your planet are allowed to enter that would disrupt the process. There are many beings from various quarters who wish to get in the way and are already waiting for an opportunity. Some of them wish to interact directly with the process, which is only allowed to a certain extent. As a group that assists worlds in processes of evolution, we have within us the love and respect for all those who are going through the key moment of their evolution. We never intervene and do not allow intervention when we have the following order. The opposing entities must not cross the following line, which we carry out to fulfill the higher designs. We always honor all beings, and many of those who were contrary to the evolutionary processes, today have joined us and work for the benefit of the whole. We love all beings in the universe and are always happy when we have the opportunity to bring some of the Shen inhabitants aboard one of our motherships. I, Ashtar, have already made contact with several on your planet. I have gone as far as I could and was allowed, to get this more human contact. It is always wonderful to be in the presence of brothers like you who believe in us and look to the sky expecting a sign from us as proof that we are there watching over you. We wish to be treated as equal brothers, never as superior to you. The light in our heart is the same as you carry. There is no difference. Any information that is said to be from us that does not have that trace of information, we ask that you reevaluate it carefully. There are those who try to pass themselves off as us on occasion, and this is still allowed so that you can gain more and more of the power of discernment. We have already talked about this in other messages. Beloved human beings, as your family it could be no different. We love each and every one of you, and we truly wish we could land and look you in the eye. We are not your saviors, but your brothers and sisters who have watched your progress for thousands of years and wish to interact with you. Believe me, many times we come down and walk among you in ways you can perceive, yet we would like to draw the veil and strengthen the bonds. There are many letters from me scattered around your planet and those that claim to be mine, many that use my name, but that does not contain my words. The only way to know if it is me who is speaking is when you put your heart energy into reading or hearing those words. I leave 5 criteria to be analyzed in my messages. 1. We, beloved human beings, never offend or use words that denigrate the image of any other being or unbalance anything. Our job is to unite. We are of the universal order, and we will always emphasize this. 2. We honor everyone on your planet. Even those who act in ways that try to harm you and your progress are loved by us. There is no difference. We honor and love everyone equally. 3. Feel in your hearts the light we send, because it is always familiar to you. Our messages touch your hearts because they sound like a message from the family. Like when a relative is on the other side of the world, in another country, and calls or sends you an email, the heart rejoices to receive it. See if you feel this when you read our messages. 4. Our messages always shower you with hope, light, and love. Feel and observe the light codes that enter through your eyes and distribute through your chakras. This energy is perceived in our messages. If you can feel it right away, breathe and surrender with your heart. 5. In no way will we ask you to abandon your free will. We will never incite violence or fear. We will not belittle you and make you less worthy. You are divine beings, and will always be treated as such. Whether or not you accept the limiting beliefs of some, we honor them in love for their free will. Remember, fear is always the most powerful tool of the dark forces. Our messages are not intended to incite hatred, revenge, destruction, demoralization, creation of discord, or any other such feelings. We are a group that works in the service of the great energy, the one you are all a part of, the supreme energy that governs all things. Believe me, there is no other way to know the truth of a message, except by discerning it with the heart. We wish to make a display of our ships in a certain region of your world in salute to the people of Shan. What we can say is that we intend it to be during the day and over water. There are no dates that we can give you because that could create some expectation, and we only hope that you will vibrate in love for this to manifest for you. Our intention is to be closer to you so that you can feel more and more familiar with us. Right now, there is much turmoil behind the scenes in your governments, as they are faced with a gigantic stalemate on whether or not to publicize our presence. Such disclosure is intended to prepare people for our mass appearance all over the planet. We will not do this until we are sure that some situations have been settled by our allies on Earth, who work incessantly to make this possible. We warn you that all threats against you are under strong surveillance by our teams, and we have constantly ensured that nuclear warheads are deactivated. Our technology can neutralize yours in the blink of an eye, and we could, at this point, stop any more direct threat to your planet. So keep your hearts aligned with Source, seeking to do your best on behalf of all, so that you can be bathed in light, and so that you can align with us, allowing ours to reach your planet in a way that won't cause so much fuss. The threats against you can be countered to some extent. Besides, it is up to you to keep your mind aligned with your heart in love and light. Over and over again, it has been said that your vibration is your sentence. We reinforce this by saying that every danger to your life and to your planet is dismantled with every loving gesture you make. Believe it. No one in your world acting in collusion with negative forces from the outside has more power than you. Align with the power of the heart. You, with love in your heart, alone have the force that binds all things together and that is capable of resolving conflicting situations, such as wars and threats of wars. These situations need to be exposed. They need to come to the light, but it is up to you to decide whether they will continue or stop permanently. The dirt is being exposed and you are holding the broom and looking at it. What are you going to do? The energies of light continue to pour into Shen, and as I mentioned in my previous message, you are going through a very special time, and this time will require ever more faith and determination. You are being given more power through the reactivation of your DNA. We hope and trust that you will know what to do. We are with each of you always in vibrant encouragement. Call on us, and we will be. Call on us now, and you will feel our presence. We are at your command, in love always. And so it is. Blessings. Your brother, Ashtar.